What's going on, you guys? Meant to start the stream. Well, right now I had it set for about an hour from now, but that's not what I meant to do. But what's going on, everybody? Yeah, we're gonna talk some boxing. Let's talk a little bit of boxing, random live stream. Hope everyone is doing well. Sorry for the abrupt, unannounced live stream. But there's a few things we should talk about today. There's a few things that we need to talk about today. Of course, we got Ennis, Custio Clayton, Lomachenko versus George Kambosis, among some other things. Hit that like button for your boy. I wonder why this ain't. Let's see. Hold up. I'm also send a link out. So if anybody have any disagreements or questions or something they just want to get off their chest, I'm going to open up the the panel for some of you guys to come on, so you can talk about what you want to talk. So we can talk about what you want to talk about. What's going on, AJ Johnson? What's good? Massachusetts fishing and growing. What's salute? Yeah. So yeah, wait till some more people get up in here. What's going on, Obsidian Lion Code Keeper? Salute. Let me go ahead and get this link in the let me put this link out real quick. Some of you guys want to chime in. Supposed to be a pretty bad storm out here in the mighty Midwest, in the Chicagoland area. Supposed to be a pretty bad storm. Right now it's like 50 degrees, but it's supposed to drop to like 10. It's supposed to be raining, then it's supposed to freeze, and then it's supposed to snow all day tomorrow. So welcome to Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana. This is the most bipolar weather in the fucking country. Here's the link for anybody that want to stop in. We got some few things to talk about, man. You know, what's up with Devin Haney? What should Devin Haney do? Right? What should Devin the Dream Haney do? Now that he's pretty much out of the picture, you guys. I think Devin Haney, I think it's clear that unless Lomachenko decides to fight Devin Haney after he gets out of this situation with George Kambosis, now it's rumored to be that there is a rematch clause in the fight for George Kambosis. So he'll be tied in over there for quite a while. So Devin Haney, do he have much time to be sitting around at 135 just fighting these guys? When in reality, he should be looking to go up to 140. I mean, I think at this point, he should just, but if Devin Haney, a guy like Devin Haney, vacates his belt, it may be extremely hard for him to get another opportunity at a world title unless he becomes a mandatory. And that's just the reality of the situation, people. Of course, we also have Amir Khan. He's looking in pretty good shape ahead of his fight with Brook. Bomac and Team Crawford has been training Khan. Crawford is actually out there with Amir Khan to support a friend. So that's pretty interesting situation. Amir Khan and Brook is fighting, and Crawford is actually like beat both of those dudes and overseeing a fight. It's kind of funny. Let's see. Hey, what? Hold up. You says the real crazy part, WBO out of nowhere just made Loma Kambo's mandatory. Really? See what Bob ordered, bro? What Bob ordered, man? That's a real thing. The what Bob ordered belt is a real thing, y'all. So they just go ahead and say, we're going to dress it up to make it look like Loma was the mandatory to fight. We're going to dress it up like that to shut people up. And now y'all know I'm a Loma fan, but I see the bullshit. I see the favoritism that he gets. Devin, by all rights, should have got that shot, man. Honestly. And I think Loma is worthy of the shot too, but I think Devin should have got it first. That's just my opinion on that situation. Yep, that's what WBO did, man. They did that for no, you know what? Was it the WBA? I think the WBA did that with Povetkin out of nowhere. AJ had to fight a mandatory within like 24 hours. He had to decide and shit. Once Wilder started agreeing and everything. Salute to Baby Juju in the building. What's going on, everybody? Man, they don't want, bro. Man, we can get really deep on this shit, man. Because let's just be honest, man. The Black Murderers Row and all that shit, man. That's still alive today. That's just still alive today. It's not. It's still alive today. That's all I got to say, man. You know, certain dudes in boxing likely would never get a shot. Obsidian Lion Cokeeper says, I hope he stays at 135. Don't let them win. He has worked too hard in that division. Hey, I feel you, bro. But he's also a growing young man, you know, and he was already a pretty big lightweight. So I think Devin Haney, his performance is going to start to, you know, look worse and worse. In my opinion, I think he needs to go up to 140. He'll be fresher. But I understand that he has the leverage right now, some leverage at 135. I mean, they devalued him as a champion too, that not to mention, right? You know, they kind of devalued him as a champion. So now these guys don't really have no real incentive to fight him. It's really messed up how boxing could do certain fighters. I'm pinned the link. So if anybody want to stop in, give their thoughts on anything, you know. Floyd Mayweather actually came out too and said that he still owed money from 7 to 8 years ago. In the back end, as far as this pay-per-view shit, he addressed the Logan Paul situation, and according to Floyd, he is still owed money as well. I'm starting to really question a lot of things, man. I really am. I'm questioning everything that I once believed for some years. I'm starting to question all that shit. Do they really got the bag over there? Are those dudes really the best fighters? You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to question a lot of that shit over there now, man. You know. And that's just what it is. Hey, Devin Haney's going to have a hard time in boxing, Baby Juju. Hey, they go after that belt. I'm telling you, bro, it's the same thing that they doing the Demetrius Andrade. They go wait till he dropped the belt, then that's when everybody gonna want to fight. That's just kind of how it goes. That's just kind of how it goes in boxing. They wait till these dudes kind of get out the way, and then that's when they want to step into the fray. I mean, it's lame as hell, dude. There's a lot of politicking and posturing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that shit in boxing. It's almost too much. I mean, it's lame as hell, dude. There's a lot of politicking and posturing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that shit in boxing. It's almost too much. Try to send this. Try to think, man. There was some more stuff to talk about. Quite a few things happened. I'm hearing that Teofimo Lopez is I'm hearing that Teofimo is looking to train with Eddie Reynoso. I'm not sure how true that is, but that's just something that I heard. And I'm also hearing that Andy Ruiz is also leaving Eddie Reynoso. I'm not quite sure how true that is either, but that's just things that I'm hearing in the boxing streets. Showtime got a card February 18th. Just a bunch of up-and-coming guys, the new generation, Showbox. Some up-and-coming guys. Got a card coming up February 18th, which is, what, this weekend? Yeah. Hold up, I'm trying to do something real quick. What's up, bro? Horse, what's going on, man? I see you in the building. I hope everyone is doing well, man. I hope everyone is doing well. Yeah, so Boots Ennis looks like he's going to be fighting Custio Clayton. And after an evaluation, I just don't think Custio really is going to have a chance. And I like Custio Clayton. It's just hard for me to say that he could beat Boots. I think Boots will get him kind of late in the fight. You know, I just don't think he has the power or the dimensions to really deal with Jerron Ennis. Jerron Ennis is a fucking beast. Jerron Ennis is a beast. Plus, Custio, do he have the work rate to deal with Jerron Ennis? I think if you go beat a guy like Ennis, you need to have a pretty consistent work rate. I'm not sure if Custio has that. You said, when I was doing MMA training, how did I cut weight? Actually, I was doing Muay Thai training. And honestly, bro, that weight just fell off, bro. Fell right the fuck off, dude. fell right off. That Muay Thai training, you training in a hot ass gym, you stay pretty consistent, like at least 3 days a week, man. That weight to come right the fuck off, bro. Crazy, because you're doing all these kicks and all these things that's moving your legs and your whole body. So yeah, you'll cut some weight real quick. But yeah, and I didn't really get to fight to where I was actually cutting weight. I did a few smokers and shit like that, so it wasn't nothing to where I had to really cut weight. I never got that deep until where I was cutting weight and do all that. No, I didn't get that deep, life, you know what I'm saying? But I did it, and I might do it again. I might do some power gloves or something. I'm a little older now, so I'm not trying to be a world champ or some shit. But my OG said I should go check it out. Go check out the power gloves, the golden gloves. Just check it out. And that's his way of saying that maybe I should consider participating. Maybe he feel that I got some skills. I don't know, but I'm thinking about it. You got to get yourself in the right mind state. You know what I'm saying? You got to get yourself in the right mind state to really do that shit and just try to have fun doing it. Especially if you ain't getting paid and shit, right? He said Custio might surprise me, man. I honestly hope so, Obsidian. I really do. I really hope so, man. I like Custio Clayton. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's hard for them Canadian boxers anyway, really, to get anything going. You know what I'm saying? Dude, 34 years old already. We haven't seen much of him. I think if he was a more busy, consistent fighter, he'll have a lot more momentum and he have more of an edge going into a fight with Boots. However, just looking at everything, he's definitely going up an uphill battle. Salute to Boxing Gems in the building. Y'all go subscribe to my boy Boxing Gems. He says Boots Clayton is a good direction for Boots. What up? Yes, it is. It's a really good direction. Strong guy. Let me pull up what's his name real quick. Yeah, strong dude. Yeah, he's not, he's a shorter guy, but he's not like a 140 guy, So yeah, it should be a pretty interesting fight, to say the very least. Hold up, let me Oh yeah, and if you guys want to reach out to me, you could DM me on Instagram at Bushido Boxing. I'll be forgetting to tell you guys that stuff. Like if you have any questions or anything, any topics or anything you want to discuss, like behind the scenes, just reach out to me on IG. That's the best way to be able to reach out to me. Sending me emails and stuff. I'm kind of, I'm weary of that. Just opening up emails and then next thing you know, your whole shit is gone. But let's see. Teofimo Lopez was asked about George Kambosos. Let's see what he had to say.
Yeah. Kambosos, what do you think he does next? Is it Loma? Is it Ryan? Is it what's his name? Haney?
Whatever he wants to do.
What do you think? Who gives him the best fight?
I mean, the one I wanted to fight, man, is Haney. You know what I'm saying? He was talking a lot for the longest, so I think that they just gotta talk about that and make the fight happen.
How about that?
Nope, that's what Tio had to say, huh? Humble Tio. That's the humble Tio. You know what I'm saying? That's humble Tio. That's what he had to say in regards to the fight. Will Teofimo ever bounce back? We go see. He got to make the right decisions. I'm not sure if Eddie Reynoso is the right move for Teofimo. He's more of a twitchy guy. I think Teofimo needs to use his legs and his jab a lot more, and he'll be a lot more effective. And he's going to have to use that as he goes up in competition against some of the better guys, especially if he's going up to 140. He's going to have to use his feet, use his jab, and set up his shots a lot more. He was showing off too much at Kambosos, and it cost him. Let's see. Yeah, so it's looking like Loma's getting that fight. Let's see. Lomachenko's message to Top Rank has been clear. Give me the Kambosos fight. Whatever financial sacrifice doesn't make, he's willing to make. That's smart play. Take money. Take short money now if you have to, then get paid when you're the guy. Whatever he's taking, I'll take the same offer. Devin Haney responds to all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, Devin Haney wants to smoke, y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is Chris Mannix says Lomachenko's message to Top Rank has been clear. Get me to Kambo's fight. Whatever financial sacrifices Lomachenko has to make for a shot at becoming a 4-belt champion, he's willing to make. See, Chris Mannix be co-signing. We already know what type of time he's on. Then Michael Combinger comes and says, that's the smart play. Take short money now if you have to, then get paid after you're the guy. And then Devin comes on and says, man, whatever he's taking, I'll take the same offer. So Devin Haney's letting it know, like, man, let's just be honest, guys. They avoiding Devin Haney. And in my opinion, Devin Haney didn't necessarily look too great his last fight. He just didn't look too great. So, and they still don't want to fight this dude, bro. He said, I'll take whatever Loma's taking. Kambo said, nah, I'd rather lose to him than you. What's going on? Philly Joe Jones, Picasso, Dennis Sims, Mr. Cheesehead. Hey, he said at least Boots is taking on an undefeated fire. Yeah, man. That's a good fight for drawing Ennis, you know. Look at it, Bud and Amir Khan. Crawford's out there supporting a friend. Amir Khan is his boy now. So he's out there showing some support. UK showing the pound for pound. Great love out there in the UK. Should be a pretty interesting fight. Amir Khan looks like he's in really fucking good shape too. He looks like he's in real good shape this fight. I don't think Amir Khan, I think he's really coming to win. You know, we're gonna see if he can be beyond a 6-round fighter. You know, he looked like he in shape this fight because the last few fights he wasn't looking like this. So Bomac and Saul and Red and all those guys and Bud, they got him ready, man. We gonna see if Amir Khan could perform. We gonna see if Amir Khan could perform and get the job done against his nemesis, Kell Brook. I'm gonna be tuning in to watch it. It's a grudge match. It's not like it's a mismatch, right? You know, both guys at the same point of their career, and we gonna see if they can bring out that fire one last time. You know, it should be a good fight for what it's worth. Good fight for what it's worth. Yep. Amir Khan hanging out with Bud and them. Getting ready for the fight against Kell Brook. Kell Brook drinking sweat and shit. Y'all heard about that? Hold up. Yeah, Kell Brook out here drinking sweat. Let's see if he got it on here. Nope, he ain't got it on here, huh? Well, he was drinking sweat. Shit's nasty as hell, man. What's wrong with these people? I think it was his trainer or something drinking that shit. Good Kell. Ooh, his punch is looking kind of. They're not looking as tight as they used to, as sharp as they used to. You looking kind of wide, Kell. You look like he in shape though. You look like he in shape. This fight is for bragging rights, basically. This fight is for bragging rights. No, it was sweat, bro. He was drinking like his sweat or some shit, Mr. Classic Metal. I think it was, yeah, it was his sweat. Word on the street, this dude was out here drinking sweat, bro. Dude was out here drinking sweat, bro. Yep, Custio Clayton is the guy that's going to be fighting Boots next. 2012 Canadian Olympian. I think he's 19-0 now. But yeah, this is a big fight for him. Big fight, big opportunity for him to go against a guy like Dron Ennis, who's on the fast track to stardom. But yeah, man, hold up real quick. Let me see something. This Floyd Mayweather shit. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with like if Floyd is still owed money from like 7-8 years ago. Dan, do these guys even got? Are these guys are they really even getting money? I mean, we heard AB come out and say Al Haymon still holding his money from the Pacquiao fight. You know what I'm saying? We heard he's still holding the money from the Pacquiao fight. So it's like, are these dudes really getting the bag like they say they're getting? You know what I'm saying? Like, put a lot of things into fucking perspective. Like, it's really good, bro. I don't know, man. I'm starting to really. I think I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I don't want to make it look like I'm coming at PBC like specifically, but I just question a lot of shit over there now. Like the reluctance on some of their guys, right? Some of their guys that's in a weight class where the rivals may be in another promotional company. Whenever an opportunity comes to fight a killer that's from another promotional company, and this just never happens. There's a lot of very consistent things on that side that I just don't really like, if I'm honest with you. I just don't like a lot of the shit that kind of goes down. Hold up, let me pull up what I was gonna pull up real quick. Oh yeah, did I pin that link? Yeah, I pinned the link if anybody want to come in. Wait, not that. Yeah, this is what Floyd had to say though in regards to, I guess there's an interview on the Pivot, and this is what Floyd had to say in regards to the Logan Paul situation. As we know, Logan Paul is owed money from their little toy fight. And yeah, this says here, the co-host also pushed Mayweather on a recent story that has cropped up into moving involving YouTuber Logan Paul, who Mayweather fought in a blockbuster pay-per-view exhibition in June. Paul has claimed publicly that Mayweather still owes him money from the event. A claim that Mayweather states will be handled in time. And then Floyd comes out and says, in quote, "This comes with the territory. To them, to them, that's real money. And I like the YouTubers. The money on the back end, though, from pay-per-views, that takes a while. Nothing comes right away. I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 or 8 years ago. They just hate when the tables is turned. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life." That's what Floyd had to say to Logan Paul in regards to Logan Paul coming out saying that he owed money. Floyd said pretty much that's what you get. You go get your money when I get my money, because I'm still waiting on my money, and that just comes with the territory. Boxing is so fucking dirty, bro. He said, "You go get your check when I get my check." I ain't got it. He said, "I ain't got it, fam." Salute to WJ D Lucky. What's going on, bro? Salute for the super chat. I wonder why that ain't working. Yeah. What's going on, Ronnie Boy Fresh? Yeah, so that's what happened with Floyd recently. You know, are these guys getting a fucking bag over there for real? You know? Are they really getting a bag and all that shit? Like, it makes you really think. But slowly but surely things are leaking out. You know what I'm saying? Certain guys are leaking out certain information. Guys like Broner, guys like Floyd. You know, they slowly kind of like letting you know what's going on over there. And it don't sound like it's too good. It don't sound like it's too good. Oh, speaking of that, Keith Thurman pay-per-view numbers allegedly came out. It was like 36,000 or something. Actually did better than I thought. I thought it was gonna get like 9,000. But yeah, Keith Thurman got 36,000, or was it 39,000 or something like that? Whatever the case may be, it was under 40,000 pay-per-view buys, less than Luis Ortiz and Charles Martin, if I'm not mistaken, too. I mean, and that's with Leo Santa Cruz on the card, and he still didn't do too good. So yeah, man, that pay-per-view shit dead, bro. They got these fighters out here trying to sell these pay-per-views and shit, and that shit's just not working. It's just not working. Yeah, that shit just ain't working, bro. That pay-per-view shit, it's not working, dog. You know what I'm saying? And for them to be bragging about pay-per-views and shit, sounds like to me like the guaranteed money is a lot better. Now, is Canelo Alvarez having these type of problems? Well, Canelo hasn't really been fighting on pay-per-view too much recently, but is the pay-per-view money the good money or the guaranteed money? Which is better? The guaranteed money or the pay-per-view money? Of course, the pay-per-view money is good, but if you get your money 7, 8 years later, it's like, wait a minute. I mean, that what? So 7, 8 fights ago for Floyd Mayweather, that was before he fought Canelo Alvarez. Was it Carlos Vladimir? 7, 8 fights ago? Carlos Vladimir? You know what I'm saying? For Floyd? That was a long time ago. Or 7, 8 years ago. That was around that time, before he fought Canelo. So he's still getting money from those pay-per-view fights? Oh, come on, bro. So you're going to be 60 years old, you still getting pay-per-view monies from 15 years ago? Because you best believe Showtime got they money they cut up front. So are the fighters really getting this pay-per-view money and shit? Like, what's really good? Sounds like to me like the guarantee will be a better deal. Get a nice high guarantee. And then, the pay-per-view is a hit or miss anyway. But the word guarantee, that's the key word, guarantee. Yeah, man, Mayweather's still waiting on money. Ronnie Boy Fresh says Floyd is faking. You get 90% of your pay-per-view back end money in 60 days. Hey, I'm just asking the question, Floyd, this is what Floyd's coming out saying. He could be capping. It sounds hard to believe that it'll take that long for you to get your money, unless that's just something that he got going on with Al Haymon. You know what I'm saying? Unless that's just his little thing he got going on. You said, do you think the Haney priced himself out? Nah, bro. He didn't price himself out. Check it out. Nah, man, he didn't price himself out. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you right now. Haney did not price himself out of that fight, bro. They just ducking him, dude. But they go paint the picture that Devin Haney priced himself out and shit. That's what they go tell you. But nah, he ain't priced himself. But look, he says here, whatever he's taking, I'll take the same offer. So these guys, these media guys, journalists are saying that Lomachenko took the short money. And they saying that's a smart move and shit. And Devin Haney said, look, I'll take whatever he took to take the fight. But really, Devin Haney wasn't going to get that fight. But Kambo's going to lose regardless. He will go out there and he going to get his ass beat by Loma. So, and then we go see if Loma will go double back and fight Haney for true undisputed. We go see if Loma's going to do it. Because who else Loma go fight? Ryan Garcia? Yep. Floyd's still waiting, allegedly, man. Floyd claims he's still waiting on some money. I don't know if I believe that, though. That's a long time, dude. But Adrian Broner also came out and says the same thing about a couple of years ago, that he's still waiting on a Pacquiao money fight. He holding on to that. I would think that after so long, I want my money. I would want my money. You know what I'm saying? I want my shit, bro. $10 million and shit like that. Yeah, man. You gotta give me that, dog. He said then Loma's gonna duck Dev. Man, we go see. If Loma ducks Dev, I'll be disappointed. As a Loma fan, I'll be very disappointed if he ducks Devin again. I'll be disappointed. But it do seem like it's a move to keep Devin away. Just keep him out the way, man. It's an agenda in boxing to keep certain fighters away from position. That's just what it looks like to me. Instead of letting it be what it's gonna be and let your fist settle this shit. We gonna let the politics handle this. We're gonna let the politics handle this. Hit that like button for your boy. Just a random live stream. I sent the link up top if anybody want to chime in or got any questions or whatever. Yeah, I mean, Kambosos just didn't want to fight him, man. For whatever reason, I thought Kambosos was going to fight Devin Haney, man. But he proved to be just like everybody else. It's no different, man. No different from anybody else. I think Jamal Charlo has been, I think his case has been dismissed as well. Oh, shit. What did Rolly say? Let's see what Rolly had to say.
Bum. He's not gonna be. He's the champ. He's not gonna be there. He's not gonna be there by the time I get there. So what's the point?
What you think? Do you think Ryan would be Kambosos?
Ryan will murder.
Really?
Ryan will murder.
Why is that, Rolly?
Ryan has a left hook from hell.
This is true.
And Teofimo was off that day. Clearly. I mean, when have you ever seen Teofimo fight anything like that? One, and he was injured, and he didn't spar for damn near 2 months because I was here and I saw it. I was like, motherfucker, you need to spar. He's like, no, it's gonna be all right. It'll be all right. You was injured.
Right.
Kambosos is a bum. He's not gonna be. He's the champ. He's not gonna be there. He's not gonna be there by the time.
Rolly's stupid as hell. He said Kambosos is a bum. Rolly said Kambo was a bum. He said Ryan Garcia beat him. He said Teofimo Lopez was injured and didn't spar for like 2 months going into that fight. Rolly been talking a lot of shit lately. He speaks his mind, whether you like it or not. He also said he's going to hurt Tank. He's a pretty big Rolly. He's pretty big. That dude probably walking around close to 190. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty big. He thinks he's going to be able to handle Tank's power. But other than that, really, let's see what's going on over here real quick. See anything updated in the boxing world? You know, stuff happens on the fly in boxing. You just never know. You get done talking about some shit, and next thing you know, some new news will come out right away and shit. You just never know in boxing. Jaime Manguia need to sit his punk ass down, bro. Hold on, let me put this on the screen for y'all. Just seeing what's going on in boxing real quick as we talk about it live. Hold up. Man, I do not like Jaime Manguia no more, bro. I used to like Jaime Manguia, but I don't like dude, man. He says time for the Nagalev fight. You should have been fought Andre. You know what I'm saying? He's skipping past that dude to go try to fight Triple G and shit. Look at that. Rolly Romero says Canelo lacks the killer instinct. Rolly been talking shit about everybody. Rolly Romero says Canelo is too patient and lacks the killer instinct needed for him to be an exciting fighter. Yeah, Canelo's not really exciting. He's just kind of in there. Devin Haney says he'll take the same offer as Lomachenko for Kambosos' fight. Yes, he did. We just saw it. Eddie Hearn says Converse Brook equals money grab. Eddie Hearn be outspoken as ever. Tyson Fury says Dillian White has 3 days left to sign contract for fight. So Dillian White still hasn't signed a contract to fight Tyson Fury for whatever reason. You know, for years he's been chasing his WBC title opportunity. Now maybe they trying to finesse Dillian White into taking some low money that he just really not looking to take for that type of fight. You know, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up. They're going to make it real hard. Man, I ain't even want to go there. And I'm not even a fan of Dillian White, but I see what's going on. Uh-oh. Triple G begins, the mighty Golovkin begins training for Ryota Murata in early April. Another fucking joke, man. Strong fighter, but an absolute joke. Absolute joke. Donald J. Trump is a big box supporter. Yeah, we already knew that. Eddie Hearn still hoping Canelo Alvarez makes a decision this week or next on 2-fight deal. So Canelo still hasn't definitively decided on what he wants to do. So Charlo may still be in these sweepstakes, folks. Now, according to David Jose Benavidez Sr., Canelo was offered over $50 million to fight Benavidez or some shit like that. That's just kind of what he said. I'm not sure how true that is, but yeah. Y'all already know what I got to say about Canelo, and a lot of people just ain't gonna like it. And I was a big Canelo fan. He's on my intros and everything for a reason, but I'm also a realist, bro. And I think he's playing boxing. I think he's just not. I think it's a joke. I think it's a joke, and I think it's a bunch of games. And I don't think it's real boxing. Ennis and Custio Clayton reached deal for 147 eliminated in spring. I already knew that fight was going to happen. And the funny thing is, these guys share common opponents in Sergey Lipinets, and Ennis absolutely ate Sergey Lipinets whole. He ate that dude whole. Attack on Titan style. Just grabbed him and just ate him whole. Custio Clayton fought him to a draw. So, yeah. Maybe one may say Lipinets at that particular time was just in there for the money against Boots. But whatever the case may be, I mean, Ennis looked like a video game character in there against him. Custio Clayton, it was actually more of a competitive fight. But I think that's about it. As far as news for this up until now. Derek Chisora options. Luis Ortiz or Chris Zariola? Yikes. Derek Chisora just fighting everybody, ain't he? Oh, Maguire fight this Saturday too, by the way. Demetrius Ballard. Instead of fighting Demetrius Andrade, he's fighting a Demetrius Ballard. I mean, Jaime Maguire is an absolute joke. Gervonta Davis Incorporated. Amir Khan is one of the best 6-round fighters, says John Ryder. Yeah, he is. I mean, not too many people beat Khan in 6 rounds. Like within the 6 rounds, Khan likely outbox you unless you Terrence Crawford. But anybody else in the first 6 rounds, 5 to 6 rounds, Khan is outboxing these dudes until he gets caught. So that's pretty funny. Khan is a good 6-round fighter. We're gonna see if he can make it to 12 against Kell Brook, though. Yeah, Danny Jacobs looking old. Rolly Warren, Gervonta Davis not to pull out. We haven't heard too much from Tank. And a fight ain't officially been scheduled yet. Still ain't. It ain't officially scheduled yet. For whatever reason, that fight still ain't done yet, man. Salute to Damone Dames. What's going on? What's going on? Cue to God. You think Uncle is messing up boxing, Uncle Al? Originally for me, Al Haymon was I didn't necessarily think he was great for boxing. I never thought he was good for boxing. But I did think he was great for fighters, and I was okay with that. But now it seems like he's not necessarily great for them either. So I don't really know what Al Haymon is, we don't know nothing about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just don't know. See, at least with Eddie Hearn and Bob and Oscar and Floyd, we know where we get it with those guys. We know who they are. Al Haymon is an advisor anyway, so a guy like him, we likely won't hear too much from anyway. But we don't know where he's coming from. We don't know nothing about him. We don't know if he's really this guy that people perceive him to be. This. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. Oh, let's see. Wait, hold up. Salute to Q to God that's in the stream. What's going on, bro?
Big Bushido, man. What's good with you, bro?
Man, what's going on, man? Tell everybody your channel link and where they can find you, bro.
Oh, man, y'all can find me at Lost Art of Boxing. And just put in Lost Art of Boxing. It's a picture of James Toney and Roy Jones. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So what's going on? What are your thoughts on what's going on in boxing right now, bro?
Shit is. I ain't gonna lie. I've been telling people as far as 160 on up, I'm sleep. I'm sleep on that division. As long as them fools, as far as 160, 168, 175, not really doing nothing, not really fighting each other. They all sitting around waiting for one guy. I'm sleep. And until they try to do something for the fans, man, make a real fight happen instead of sitting back, for Canelo, bro. I'm really ain't. It's just whatever with them. The real
And the
action,
fun
like.
and the funny thing is, um, you it's annoying because guys like Andrade, right? He said we should. He always come out and publicly say we should all just fight each other. Don't worry about Canelo, but nobody really wants to fight. And then when we hear a fight about like David Benavidez and Andrade, fans get excited. But then when you got these suit dudes come out of nowhere and say, "Well, we gonna want a lot of money to fight them," and it's like, wait a minute, man, come on, like, can we get some type of fight? Like, so you gonna have all the named guys that fans really care about fighting all these other random just dudes until they just wait for Canelo Alvarez, and it's like, what's the point? Like,
They sitting around wasting their career. It's shit. It's just sad to me that nobody really want a legacy. Nobody really want a legacy. Nobody really want to go down as being the best. They want to go down as making a lot of money. Oh, I made a lot of money on this fight. Bro, but what about the other 30 fights you ain't make nothing on because you was waiting for this this payday you telling me about? Like,
right.
it's crazy. It's like, especially if you not even like fighting 2-3 times a year. These guys sitting on their ass fighting one random cab driver, one Uber driver, nigga dropping me off at work and shit. Like, come on, man.
Yep.
And I see people kind of mad about the it ain't final, I guess, but the Kambosos Devin Haney. I mean the Kambosos Lomachenko.
You said people mad about it? Yeah, they mad about it, man.
Some people mad about it.
Devin deserved that fight.
Yeah,
and Kambosos led everyone to believe early on that I'll fight him. And Devin Haney's been publicly saying, like, look, man, I'll take whatever y'all offering. I'll do whatever I got to do to get the fight. But on one end, then Kambosos saying, oh, well, you lying and you ain't doing this and you doing that. Your ticket sales ain't been great. 500,000 people only 500 people only showed up and shit. I mean, these dudes is tripping, bro. So now he's fighting Lomachenko. Let me add the moan.
Yeah, that is. But I did like with Devin. I did. I forget, man. I forget who the hell his manager is. But I had talked to him on a panel, and he was saying, I guess, about the Kambosos, talking about I guess they expected, they wanted more money if they fought in Australia or whatever. But me, I told him pretty much, bro, just I feel like you should just take whatever, let him send a term sheet, you abide everything and just whoop his ass. And then
really, bro. I think a lot of these fighters, especially guys like guys that may be too good for their own good and guys that may have a harder time getting fights, guys like Devin, Boo Boo, Bud, they may have to take a lesser cut just to get that fight, bro. They simply just gonna have to do that. Boxing isn't a sport to where a guy gonna be like, yeah, that's my rival. I know he's gonna be a tough challenge. I'm gonna give him what he deserves. Blah 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 blah. No, it's not gonna be like that. They're gonna make it extremely hard for that guy. They're gonna make him take the lowest offer possible. It's ridiculous. Salute to Damone Daniels in the chat. What's going on? And hold up, let me get the super chat. Salute to Obsidian Lion Codekeeper for the super chat. He says, salute, King, coming through, showing love and support for the channel. He says, is Keith Thurman done? Next question. Can Ugas beat Spence since Ugas is a southpaw killer? Let me answer those. Is Keith Thurman done? I think Keith Thurman is in it for the money. I think Keith Thurman just looking for the biggest bag and he's just gonna get the fuck up out of boxing. I can't really take Keith seriously. Just simply because, and I don't want to sound too critical or too harsh, but he didn't stop Barrios, bro. He didn't stop that guy. He didn't stop him. So I can't take Keith Thurman seriously. He's not looking to fight Crawford to make this thing with Ugas more interesting. He's just going to sit back and wait for his shot. I'm not worried about Keith no more, man. His pay-per-view numbers suck. He can't come out here high-siding and A-siding on fighters no more like he's some big draw because he's not. So Yeah, Keith Thurman, he's at Errol Spence and Ugas mercy, and he should be looking to fight Terrence Crawford because that's the right fight for boxing. And as far as could Ugas beat Spence, I got Ugas, but could he actually, despite what I think, could Ugas beat Spence? I guess it depends on Spence. That's the big thing going into that fight. Which Errol Spence is going to show up? Is Errol Spence pre-Porter, pre the distractions and stuff? Is that Spence going to show up against the Southpaw killer, Dennis Ugas? I don't know. Dennis Ugas though has been pretty active. He's been pretty consistent. He has a lot of momentum. He has an excellent right hand to deal with Southpaws, and he's very comfortable fighting Southpaws. He got a good coach. He's always in shape. He's disciplined. He's the more dedicated fighter. I wouldn't say he's necessarily the more skilled fighter, but it's hard to say, man. I guess I'm gonna have to give it a few more weeks and stuff to see how these guys are looking. Errol Spence do look good though. I give him that. Errol Spence right now is looking pretty good. He's looking strong. He's looking a lot more healthy than he did going into the Pacquiao fight. I'll tell you that. He's looking strong. His legs looking small, and that could be some concern. He may be a little too top heavy, but Errol Spence Jr. nonetheless looks like he's in really fucking good shape going into this Ugas fight. So we gonna see, man. I say this: Ugas has a very good work rate. Errol Spence lately hasn't shown us in his couple of fights. The Porter fight, he was forced to fight that way. But in a Danny fight, his work rate just wasn't what it used to be. So he gonna have to bring out that work rate. He will have to bring out that Errol Spence that gets stronger as the fight goes. And if he could do that, then he could beat Ugas. It should be an interesting fight, though, man. It's gonna be really interesting, man. Salute and thank you for the super chat.
I think Ugas and Ugas and Earl. I think I can't say whose skill is better, but I think their skills offset each other. Like that, you like Earl, with the high punch volume, what offsets that is the counter punching, not being able to push somebody back. And just things like that. I think both of them are going to have an answer for each other. I think just the person with the more more fortitude will be able to push through that. And that's why I still kind of edge Earl in the fight, because the toughest fights that Earl had, what helped him win, it wasn't even the skill to me. It was just the fortitude, not wanting to lose.
Yep.
Kell Brook, he was losing to Kell Brook. What won the fight is just brute force, fortitude. I'm not going to lose. I need this belt. Same with Sean Porter. So, with Earl, I think his skill only taken that far. And to me, he good at everything, great at nothing. You know what I mean? Mr. Fundamentals, like Tim.
You know what? I could agree with that. I could agree with exactly what you just said in regards to Earl winning that fight. We gonna see who wants it more. Like in the Kell Brook fight, it wasn't his skill that won that fight. It was his dog. He dogged his way through Kell Brook. He said, "Fuck this boxing shit. I'm gonna bully through this dude." Yeah. And that's what he did. But dude, Spence still got that. That was the hungry Spence, who was probably willing to die at that time to get that belt. Is Spence still that same guy?
That's the big question right there. Is Spence still the same guy?
That's the ultimate question going into this whole fight. Is Spence that same guy?
Because I don't believe. I mean, me personally, I am one of them people. Like when you come back, I guess from an injury, from being hurt. So Earl car wreck, Earl eye injury, him coming back, I don't let that be an excuse. Is nothing. I won't even bring it up, especially when he say, I'm feeling good. I'm this. I'm that. Shit, hey, I ain't got nothing to say. I know plenty of people. I done been in the car wrecks. I done had friends that been in bad car wrecks and shit. Shit, if they good, they good.
Right.
It's like basketball. Some people tear their Achilles and they come back and look at them. They still doing good. Look at Kevin Durant. So it's like, I ain't gonna make that excuse for Earl Spence on his behalf. I ain't gonna bring it up if he win. I'm not gonna bring it up if he lose. because I don't feel like that's an excuse, especially when you get back in the ring. You know, if it was that bad, shit, a doctor would be like, nah. So if he go in there and do it, shit. But if he just look extremely off, like sluggish, not really, you know what I mean, extra slow, you know, I'm gonna be like, you know,
we go be questioning like is let me invite Damone back in. We go be questioning is if he's the same guy, if he's looking sluggish, if he's looking lethargic, if he just don't have that energy. And it could be a lot of things as well, not to mention the fact that he hasn't been as active. But he's getting older. You know, he's already been a big welterweight, and he's been making that weight for quite some time. So how's the energy level gonna be? You know, so that's why he has to make sure he's well prepared in his fight with Ugas. And Ugas is not some little guy he's gonna be able to push around either. So yeah, it's gonna be a really fucking interesting fight, dude, for sure.
Say Spence do. How active do you think he'll be after this fight? After this next fight, do you think he's gonna be right back in there again this year? How active do you think he'll be throughout? You know, from this point on.
Man, honestly, bro, not too active, man. And that's because the way things are going over there with PBC. I'm not sure how much the scheduling, the dates, the budget. I'm not sure if they got it to even make another big fight with Errol Spence this year. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of questions. Not to, you know, just this whole thing. You know, they may make a cheaper, lesser fight against one of these mandatory dudes versus a big money fight that is going to cost a lot of resources to make a fight with a guy like Crawford. They got the resources and the finances to do that in 2022. I mean, shit, we barely got fights scheduled now as it is, you know.
And then I you know, I live in San Antonio, so I was checking out the tickets to his fight because I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna get some tickets, and they are pretty cheap.
Who, for the Spence Ugas fight?
Yes, yeah, they pretty cheap.
Yeah,
like floor seats. You got the floor seats, and then the seats right behind that you can get for $188, $200.
What?
I'm like,
wow,
what?
they gonna pack the house with that.
Man, floor seats, man, you can get as low as $700.
What?
On the
for
floor.
Errol Spence?
Yes, on the floor.
Wow.
They got some that's like 1,700, you know, but shit, if you can get on the floor for, you know, 700, I'm like, you know, I went to Tank fight in San Antonio, and Tank tickets were more than that.
Salute to Damone, not Damone, but DJ D Lucky for the super chat. My cash register ain't working right now.
Yeah, but like,
you said starting at $78.
78. I don't know. Yeah. Hell yeah. He actually got tickets under $100. Yeah, under $100. He got tickets under $100.
Damn, man. If I was down there, man, ooh, that's affordable, man.
It's real affordable. And so I mean, I think that's how they want to do it, to at least, you know, the tickets pretty low, so that they gonna be able to pack that out, because I know the Mikey tickets were more than that. But
Johnny Boy Fresh says that Fox deal is up this year. They not gonna re-up either. Yeah, I keep hearing about that. Like the Fox deal is up and they're not gonna re-up, and it's looking like it. It's looking like it. I mean, you heard Steven Espinoza a few weeks ago come out and say that he's looking to get guys like Spence and who else was it? Who else on Fox it was Spence and somebody else that's on Fox that he wanted to come on Showtime. So yeah, Showtime look like it may be in boxing for the longer run. Fox may be looking to get out of it this year because they probably not getting a good return on an investment, really. You know.
Yeah.
I think in boxing, the thing is, man, you could only hustle the people for so long. Fox needed the big fights. You know what I'm saying? Fox needed these guys to go out here and make these big fights. But guess what? They're not doing it. They saying shit like economics, and they scared to really push the gas on the big fights. And now Fox probably looking like, look, man, we ain't gonna be just dumping money into boxing, and we ain't really getting none out of it. None of the big fights to really get us, take us seriously in this boxing shit because they the new guys in boxing. Fox. Yep. Showtime about to go back to stacking the cards again. Yep.
And I think they would have did. I think they would have did better if maybe they gave us big fights and gave Fox big fights, and then when it get a little bit more dry, that they wouldn't give up on you because they like, oh yeah, we know you can make big fights, but when you don't make no big fights.
Yeah, when you don't make no big fights, and it raises the question, like, nobody truly knows what's going on behind the scenes. Is it the fighters or is it the powers that be? Is it the fighters that's turned down these fights and using their situation to play the game? Or is it guys like Al Haymon telling these fighters, advising these guys to not do this, to not do that, not take this fight, not take that fight, don't go over here, don't sign over there? Is it him? Like, we just really don't know. It could be a combination of both. It could be probably some of the fighters turn down fights, or it could be Al Haymon saying like, nah, we're not making that move right now. Salute to Candy Slim for the super chat. He says Ugas is decent, but he's more like a happy to be here guy. A 70-80% arrow beats him comfortably. Good content as always, bros. Much love to you too, Candy Slim. And I can see why you may believe that Ugas is a happy to be here guy, and it does seem like he's a happy to be here guy. It does seem that way, and that's one of the things going into that fight that I was worried about. Like, is Ugas going to actually come out here and try to beat Errol Spence Jr.? He came out and tried to beat Manny. He fought Manny as well as anybody I've seen, despite what Manny's age or whatever the case may be at that time. Ugas fought Pacquiao as well as anybody I've seen. If he comes out like that against Spence, it could be interesting. That's just all I could say.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like man, his counter ability was amazing, and I mean, he pushed Ugas back a couple times, but for the most part, Ugas wasn't moving back. He stood his ground, and every time Manny had something throwing at him, shit, he always answered.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like it's gonna be the same with Spence, and Spence is not even as fast as Manny, and like that. So that's why it's like, man, it's I know it's really gonna offset it, and I think Earl, bro, I don't think Earl gonna like getting hit now.
Yeah,
Earl,
no, right?
I don't think he gonna like getting hit now, bro. So and that's one thing I'm gonna watch out for, how Earl reacts to getting hit. I think that's something everybody might want to watch out for, how Earl reacts to getting hit. I think even with Danny, he was kind of hesitant from getting hit. That's why I know Danny's dad was so mad with him not letting his hands go, cause Earl, he flinching off feints and stuff like that. I noticed that. He biting on feints, flinching, stepping back, remaneuvering and stuff like that. So I think Ugas, I hope Ugas really come to fight. It's some part about me that make me think Ugas might go soft on him. You know, uh, and I think Ugas shit. One of my friends, he said it. He said Ugas already down 2 rounds.
Yep.
So it's like, I think Ugas could shit it. Ugas could win by 1 or 2 rounds. He could get robbed. So
Will they rob Ugas if it's a close fight? Probably. Damn, that's hard to say. Because if it's a fight to where Ugas clearly won, will they still give it to Spence? I think that'd be detrimental to Spence.
They'll call it a draw. I think what's his name? Jose Benavidez. David Benavidez. Jose. I'm getting mixed up. David Benavidez's older brother, Jose Benavidez. I think he lost the fight in the last thing, and they gave it a draw. And he clearly lost. Like, shit. Even Rolly, when he clearly lost to old boy, they gave him the fight. So, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I think maybe the more fair judges I done seen in recent times might be UK judges. You
Mm,
know, because I mean they could have robbed Usyk, shit, if they really wanted to.
man, they could have. But
But
I think that last moment of that fight with AJ, they just couldn't. They tried to give AJ every way they win that fight. They just couldn't do it, bro. Remember, they was looking up the scorecards. It took a long time for them to decide that they was just gonna give it to Usyk. They couldn't
yeah,
find a way to give it to AJ, bro. The last few moments of that fight was just clear. You know, he's on the ropes. He damn near went down. You know, Usyk was kind of handling him. They just couldn't rob him. They just simply couldn't. They couldn't rob Usyk over AJ. They just couldn't do it.
yeah, yeah. They robbed what you call it though. What's his name? Derevchenko when he beat Triple G.
Oh yeah, he got robbed big time.
Yeah, everybody in that
Emelianenko won that
stadium
fight.
knew. Everybody in that stadium knew. Even man, what's his name? Eddie Hearn was. You could tell on his face when he was talking to people in the post conference about it. He was like, yeah, he knew Triple G lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are you talking about? He says 42 and a big favorite over Ugas. Make that make sense. Yeah, Pacquiao was the favorite over Ugas, Detroit. I mean, and now see this is what happens though. Ugas then nobody gave that dude a chance in this Pacquiao fight. He goes out there and washes Pacquiao. Now Pacquiao was old, it don't count. But I feel that if Errol Spence went out there and did the same exact thing, oh man, he would have been getting praised. It wouldn't have been Pacquiao was old or nothing. So we can't just do that to Ugas. You know what I'm saying? We just can't do that.
Yeah, we
You know
did.
Pacquiao was
Yeah.
mad as hell. He lost to that dude. Pacquiao came out and said some sore loser shit. You know, came out and said, what did he say? I shouldn't have lost to this. He really downplayed Ugas.
Their legs was cramping and stuff like that.
Yeah, said his legs cramping. I should never lost to this guy. That type of stuff. You know.
Yeah. And I seen Ugas an interview. It's hard for me to watch the Ugas interviews because he don't speak English, and sometimes he got a translator, sometimes he don't. But he was talking in an interview, and he was like, he wish he was more well received after beating Pacquiao because he feels that other people would have been more well received and name would have got bigger by beating Pacquiao, and he didn't get that. He's not really getting that.
Hey, and you know what, bro? Sometimes that happens. If you're a guy that beat a fan favorite, you going into that fight thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this juice clout. No, you could be a public enemy number one. I've seen it many times in MMA. Whenever somebody beat Chuck Liddell, guess what? They hated that guy. Rampage, Rashad Evans, they hated those dudes from beating him. They didn't like when Oscar beat Julio.
Yeah.
What else? There's a lot of guys, like if you beat a fan favorite person, a fighter, a beloved fighter.
Yeah, like when Larry Holmes beat Ali.
You said what? Yeah, Larry Holmes beat Ali. They didn't love him for that. They didn't say, yeah, he's the next guy. No, they hated him for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Ugas, they don't like Ugas. Ugas didn't get the love and respect that he thought he would get from even beating a guy like Pacquiao. Oh, well, he was just old, and and that's just, unfortunately, that's just the way it goes sometimes. When you beat a beloved fighter, it may not work out for you. DJ Soul says to beat a man, you got to beat the man. If it's close, then they go give it to Spence. Yeah, if it's close, they go give it to Spence, man. If it's close, they definitely giving it to Spence. I mean, he's the hometown fighter. He's the draw. He's the ticket seller. All that stuff. Yeah, they giving it to Spence. Spence just got to make the fight look, Yeah. Benavidez promoting fight. He brings nothing to the table. Whoa, this was 10 hours ago. Hold up.
What? Man, see, man, bro, these 160 guys, man. I don't know what the. Bro.
But Benavidez himself comes out and says something totally different. Like he says, I feel confident I can beat Andrade. So I mean, the fighters and the promoters don't always be on the same page, but yeah.
Yeah, I do get it. Yeah, fighters and trainers or promoters don't be on the same page, but I always feel like it's some type of middle ground. I mean, I don't know, maybe the promoter want more money so he can get a bigger cut. Maybe his 10% ain't enough or whatever he get.
Right.
But you're not gonna get nothing if you holding up the fight.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? You want 10% of 2 million or 300,000?
Man, how
Like,
much
come
do
on,
they really
man.
want to fight Boo Boo Andrade is the question. Like, how much money do they want to fight that guy?
Man, it don't it. Yeah, and they said 7 million or higher, didn't they? They didn't say like
Yeah,
start
yeah.
at 7 million.
Much
They
more.
went
He said much
7
more
or
than
up.
7 million.
Come on, man. I don't know. I don't even think that. I mean, Mikey was coming off a loss, but man, he ain't no Mikey.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's fairly easy to make. Like especially if you really want it. You know, it's to the point. None of these guys are not even that big of household names. Like at least take one. You know what I mean? One fight, see what it lead to. You know. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you gotta go out on a limb, you know, take that short money. Everybody want to be Floyd, but they forget what he did when he went in to go fight Oscar. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I, I think right now as far as boxing go, I mean the person I'm respecting the most out of boxing right now, as far as just straight boxing, is
Mm-hmm.
Jermell Charlo. You know,
You said
he
what now?
Jermell Charlo. I respect him the most as far as how boxing go. He's fighting. He giving us an undisputed on regular TV. You know,
Facts.
I was able to go to his last fight in San Antonio. I bought tickets to go see that. You know, and that was still a good fight. I didn't even know it was on regular TV when I was there. People was telling me like, yeah, it was on. I'm like, dang. You know, and then he doubling back for it now. So I know he won't. And I know he gonna go up because when all these millions of people see you, hopefully he win. I got him winning.
Mm-hmm.
When these millions of people see you win, what you think is gonna be?
Right.
It's the sky's
I
the
think for
limit for
Carlos
him.
is kind of. I think he's banking on just fighting on regular TV and making it catch because that's how the most
Yeah.
people see you.
Mhm. I think exactly what it is, and I'm pushing for it. I told my trainer to tell Sam Watson, man, if he need a street team in San Antonio, he need to holler at me. Cause when Sam Watson them came down here, that's how I end up getting my tickets. Cause my trainer, he knows Sam Watson, and you know a lot of people helped train Bam when he was younger and stuff.
Mm.
But
Y'all hit that like button for your boy.
he was like, I'm like, man, Sam Watson, he might need a little, you know, they promotion not really. You know, I haven't even seen no promotion on the Charlo fight. I just know it's coming. But
Right. We just know it's coming. There's been really no promotion. And me and my OG, we was talking about this last night. Like, look, man, fights back in the day, you used to know ahead of time, like months ahead of time, when a fight was happening. It was advertised, it was promoted, and it gave people, regular average working people, time and money. I mean, gave them time to get their money together, to call off work, accept their vacations, whatever they need to do to get to the fights or do whatever they got to do. They had a lot more time to do those things. But nowadays, you hear about these fights within a month or two, and it's like, whoa, shit, like damn. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
2 weeks, shit like that. Right?
It's almost like Dana White said, every fight event is like a going out of business sale. It's like, damn, y'all didn't
Man,
really. He said, chill
that's
on
right.
PBC.
I mean, look what they doing to Gary Antoine. This man fight next week, bro. Come on, bro.
Right, right.
Like they tripping. They
Christopher
really.
Colbert, don't he fight next week?
No, he is. I heard they replaced. He got a replacement because the old boy called COVID. So it's not even
What?
for a title now. Yeah, it's not even the
Wow.
title not on the line because old boy called COVID, his opponent.
It's just another
Yeah,
meaningless fight for Colbert, honestly. Just another
yeah.
meaningless fight.
I
He,
feel sorry for Colbert too. I know he wanted that fight. You know, him and Shakur going back and forth. Yeah.
mm-hmm. He said Spence gets no credit. But yeah, you said Ugas don't possess the power to stop catfish. But do like you the guy was saying though, and I agree with that. Do Spence, nobody likes to get hit, but he was reacting to flinching. You know, he may be apprehensive. He may not just react well to getting hit. You know, like he once did. Like that's why I asked: do I is Spence may still have the skills that he bring to a fight, but do he still have that desire to really dig deep if things ain't going his way? Is he gonna still have that fortitude and that endurance to push through a fight that's just simply not going his way? If Ugas is not backing up and shit like that, and Ugas is just in his face, touching him and hitting him with shots, is Spence go stand his ground and try to force his way through like he did against Brook years ago? I don't know. That's my question going into this fight with Spence. But however, I do feel Spence is the better fighter. But the skill gap for me isn't that great to where Ugas just doesn't stand a chance at all.
Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, it's not that huge, and it's just, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I don't think Spence really like getting hurt. Like, bro, if imitation Manny Pacquiao did that to you in training, like, I don't know what would have happened if the real Pacquiao would have gave him the business, or what Ugas gonna do now. I do like Earl in the fight, but I'm still banking on what he showed me in the past, and hopefully he could, summon that for the fight.
Yeah, because I mean, we saw the clip; it didn't look good. No matter what you try to how you want to spin it, it just didn't look good. And it raises the question as if Errol Spence got in there with the real Pacquiao, how would he have looked? We just don't know. You know what I'm saying? We just really don't know at this point. But now this is a whole totally different fight. Ugas won't be as a much of an elusive target going into a fight like that, but it just raises the question: how would Spence have performed if he had fought Manny? You saw how Ugas' face looked after the Pacquiao fight, and watching it live, it didn't look like Manny really landed anything too significant, and yet Ugas' face was swollen up like a motherfucker. So Pacquiao still has some thump on him.
Yeah,
of course, Ugas lumped him up too, though. Ugas lumped him up real good. Pacquiao couldn't even eat.
Yeah, or I don't know if I was looking too hard. Pacquiao, like I scored the fight a draw on the first look because Pacquiao just brought so much of the fight, and even though he wasn't landing a lot of his combinations, he was still landing, and Ugas was just landing a single, right hand or the counter. So I think I had it a draw. I went and watched it again, and I edged him 7-5, but it still wasn't super. It wasn't just a super wide to me. Man, Ugas had devil horns on his head, bro. Like Pacquiao was putting the beats on that man. So
Pacquiao got face was all fucked up. It didn't look like he got hit with nothing like significant, like to where like, oh, but Pacquiao was landing, and it showed from his face after the fight, like, damn, Pacquiao really he got some heavy ass hands still.
yeah.
So imagine if that was Spence. You know what I'm saying? Spence, a guy that just been through a lot outside of boxing, fighting Pacquiao that hard. Spence isn't he's not the fastest welterweight. He's not. And having good speed is a really good advantage to have in boxing. And Spence is not the fastest guy. I don't know, man. We're going to have to see. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting indeed. I'll say this. If Errol Spence can't beat Ugas, he can't beat Crawford. I'll just say that. If Spence can't beat Ugas, he's definitely not beating Crawford. It sounds, crazy, but if he can't beat Ugas, man, we must assume that he won't beat Crawford either. Even if Ugas loses the fight, but it's controversial, and they give it to Errol, even as a Spence fan, you can't really confidently say, like, man, could he go up in here and really beat Crawford after that? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We just got to be a little bit more realistic sometimes. We go see, though. If Errol Spence looks really good against Ugas, if he stops Ugas, That would
Ooh, if
be
he stopped
extremely
it,
impressive. And I'm like, man, that Crawford fight got interesting again.
yeah, it'll be everything. It'll be everything Earl needed. I think even now, like Earl momentum is slowing down.
Mhm.
I think Crawford is steady on the incline. He going up, going up, going up. You know, and Earl, he just plateaued. You know, only
Right.
thing really holding Earl right now is his fan base, the base fan base. You know,
Yeah,
but
he got a good
you
fan
know,
base.
yeah, if he had a fan base like Gary Russell,
Oh, it'd have been over.
yeah, over.
It would have been over. But Errol Spence has such a good fan base. And then he's he's in the welterweight division. His name is attached to Crawford. There's a lot of good things going for Spence that keeps him relevant. Because Blair Cobbs did have a point that day. Like, how is this guy still keeping his belts? How is this has that? It's because Errol Spence is the guy down there. He's the guy down there. He's not like big as Canelo, but he's like the guy down there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's gonna be having special privileges and shit that other fighters probably won't have. You know, Errol Spence is a ticket seller down there in Texas and shit. He's the draw down there in Texas outside of Canelo. So yeah, that's why politics. And then he got a good fan base. His fan base is loyal. They go support him. They go ride with him no matter what.
And speaking of Blair Cobb, man, I really need Boots to respond and tell him he gonna get it after Custio Clayton. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey.
I ain't gonna lie, I need to see that, bro. Yeah, I was gonna say I need to see that. Like he letting them do a little too much talking, and it ain't even just that. We all know Blair ran up on him right after you beat up Delorme.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and I always said I love Boots. I've been telling people about Boots and Regis like 4 years now. You know what I mean? I've been telling them like they really gonna be the next up. You know what I mean? I hope Devin fight Regis if he don't get the Kambosos fight. Go up, fight Regis. I think that'll be a big fight for him. But
that's tough.
But I think like, bro, Boots got to fight him because other than Custio Clayton that he got coming up right now, like Boots fought nothing but little niggas, bro. Them little guys, bro. I give him credit for getting them out of there super quick, but they
look at
little.
Blair his size though.
Exactly.
His size, you know what I'm saying? See, even Custio Clayton, he's a stockier dude, but he's short, man.
Yeah, he's short, but I don't
dude.
I done seen Custio weigh in at like 150 though. Like he gonna have resistance. It's gonna be resistance. You know, weight gonna absorb a lot of that. So that's why I'm not too mad at that. I want to see that. You know, and so that, and then Blair, that come on, get your name out there. I really want to see that. He better not be out here trying to high side this guy like he ain't done nothing, or you're a level above him, or even if you're not a title holder, you a contender. You know what I mean? So
right,
gonna get these guys out of here. Give these guys a reason to fight you. You know, the guys with belts. So I want him to fight Custio. If he beat him, I want to see Blair right off the bat.
I want to see him. I want to see him call out Blair, address the Blair situation. I mean, I want to see the same energy, but I don't think we go see it. You know, they would have probably said something by now if they was gonna say something.
Yeah, he probably would have.
By now, they're not gonna even entertain it. But I think. Look, see, they the same size. Dude came to you, stepped to you and all your people, solo dolo.
Yep.
You know
and ain't both of them from Philly?
Yeah.
They both from Philly?
Yeah.
Come on.
Except Boots is the more favorite guy in Philly, but you know, look at Blair by himself, solo dolo. Hold on, let me rewind it.
Hey, if they do that right, it sound like to me Boots can get his first headline. Headlining in Philly.
Yep.
I mean,
they sell it right. They can sell it. Why they pulling him away? I mean, shit. Hey, go see Boots. I mean, go see Blair after this Custio thing. Go see what that dude talking about. If you ain't got nothing to do in the meantime, you know, because the welterweight division, the title scene, it's gonna probably be tied up for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah,
He said he
I
can't take
think
Blair
so.
serious, so he look like Lenny Kravitz. He do look like Lenny Kravitz. He do look like Lenny Kravitz for sure. He for sure
Yeah, he
look like
do. I
Lenny
heard
Kravitz.
nobody say that shit.
Yeah, he look
Everybody
like
say
Lenny
that
Kravitz. I
before.
think Rampage Jackson called him Lenny Kravitz because he was there when Shannon Briggs and Rampage was fighting. But I mean, he's a bigger guy. You know, he's not like a small dude. He's not. I don't think he's not the better boxer than Boots, but he has some things that could possibly make shit interesting. He's fucking fast, I tell you that. He's quick, you know.
Very unorthodox. Very unorthodox.
And he just be talking shit, man. You know, he just be talking shit, and we need more shit talking showmen in boxing. Will Blair get a shot? Who knows? We're gonna see if Boots will, you know, double back on it and see after he handled his IBF eliminator situation if he'll go back and fight this guy. Salute to Freddie G. I see you in the building. He said Blair Cobb look like Ice-T. Yeah, that's Ice-T's son. That's Ice-T's son. Yeah, ain't it? No, but he's an interesting guy. I tell you that. I think he signed with the wrong people though. Golden Boy is just not the place to be.
Yeah, Golden.
This is not the place to be.
Yeah, man, they got a free Rashidi Ellis, man.
Yeah, to him too. Speedy Rashidi, just guys just wasting their prime away. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And eventually they go be 30-some years old, and then that's when they go get a shot.
Yep.
You know, when they all beat out by politics.
Yep, the same guy Rashidi done beat. He done fought. That man done fought 2 times. 2 times since he got beat up. Rashidi ain't fought once.
See, that's the shit I'm saying, man. You know, certain guys, man, it don't matter about what you've done or who you fought. All that shit is just a smoke screen, bro. These fighters and shit, and these promoters, managers know who the real killers are and who to keep their guy away from, bro. They know these things. But yeah, you guys, I gotta get ready to get up out of here. It's been a really good stream, man. Hit that like button for your boy, and salute to my boy Q the God for stopping in as a co-host today, man. Much love to you, bro. And give everybody your link to your channel again.
Yeah. The Lost Starter Boxing, man. Follow the Lost Starter Boxing. You know, we got some content coming. I'm looking to do more breakdowns and stuff like that. Boxing commentary. You know, I'm gonna have something coming soon. Appreciate you letting me grace the panel, Shido. Good looking. I'm always tuned in, like, share, subscribe, and all that, man. Appreciate you.
Yes. You guys like and subscribe. And go subscribe to the Lost Art of Boxing. Right now, that's Q the Guy's channel. He's trying to build his platform. He's trying to get things going, and go support the brother Q the Guy, man. And much love to everybody for the chat, man. We had a good stream today. It was a random live stream, but it was a good stream. Much love to you all. Have a good evening tonight. Peace out.